Coral bleaching, Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is located on the east coast of Queensland, Australia. It is 2,300 kilometres long. It is made up of thousands of reefs and hundreds of islands. The reef, in its current form, is just 8,000 years old, having developed after the most recent ice age. There is thought to be more than 1,500 species of fish in all shapes and sizes, 400 different types of coral, and a whopping 4,000 species of mollusks, amongst the other creatures that call these waters home. Every summer, the reef faces the threat of coral bleaching. When corals are under stress, they expel the microscopic algae that live in their tissues. Without this algae, corals' tissues become transparent, exposing their white skeleton. This is called coral bleaching. Bleached corals are not dead, but they are more at risk of starvation and disease. Bleaching events. The reef was subject to mass bleaching events in the years 2017, 2016, 2006, 2002, and 1998. What are the main causes? Rising ocean temperatures caused by climate change is the primary cause of coral bleaching. A temperature increase of just 1 degree Celsius for only 4 weeks can trigger bleaching. Changes in water quality, increased sun exposure, and extreme low tides can also cause corals to bleach. What problems does it cause? Increases susceptibility to disease and stress. In some cases, corals die, leaving areas lifeless and barren. Invasive species may take over. Corals are home to fish and other sea creatures. When the corals are lost, so are the species that rely on them for food and shelter. Biodiversity is reduced on the reef. Economy, tourism, and industry. Bleaching events create a lot of negative media around the world. Tourists may get the impression that the reef is dead and not worth visiting. The Great Barrier Reef has an economic, social, and icon asset value of $56 billion. It supports 64,000 jobs and contributes $6.4 billion to the Australian economy annually. The reef tourism industry is a key part of the state's economy. Monitoring. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority is Australia's lead management agency for the reef. They monitor reef conditions very closely throughout the year. From May to November each year, they issue regular reef health reports. Over summer, they issue weekly public reports on the conditions of the reef. These updates are based on forecasts, water temperature, heat mapping, in-water surveys, citizen science, and aerial surveys. Current updates are available along with past reports and historical reef health data. Done to help. We need urgent action on climate change to drastically reduce the global emissions, but this alone is not enough. Action on climate change requires a dual effort to protect our reefs. While the world works towards reducing greenhouse gas emissions, we must make coral reefs more resilient and help them to adapt to the warmer temperatures already caused by climate change.